Hey everyone, I'm Jack Hammer. Today I want to go ahead and take you into the second game of 2020 for Alabama. This one is going to be against Texas A&M. So today let's go ahead and take a look at Mac Jones, his game versus Texas A&M. And let's just jump right on into it. They're going to come out here at the start of the game, and it's going to be typical start of the game for Alabama. They're going to come out with a running play here on first down and gain about 5 yards off the left side. Nice quick start for them. So then they get the 2nd and 5 here. On 2nd and 5, you get a false start. Moves them back to 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, you get a run for about 2. So we're going to stop it at 3rd and 8. About 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, right in that area. And then we're going to get into Mac Jones' first pass of the game. It's at 3rd and 8, or first possession of the game, first quarter. Come out a couple running plays like we showed. So now we got a 3rd and 8 situation. And it's going to be play action. You see the safety step up, and as soon as that safety steps up, Jones launches it deep. And he hits, I think this is Mechie, in full stride down the right sideline for a touchdown. This is a really nice play. It's just a bang-bang play. And you got the vertical here. What happens is this guy's going to be running a little curl. The inside receiver, I think this might be Devontae Smith. This safety has his eyes in the backfield, and as soon as he sees the curl, he steps up. And as soon as this safety starts to step up, Jones knows he has one-on-one on the edge. He takes the shot and hits it. There's the drive. It's actually the inside receiver that was in the slot. That's Waddle. He's driving on the short route. Same thing either way, whether it was the inside or the guy from the other side. He's driving on the short route, which tells him that he's got one-on-one on the outside. Trusts his receiver to make a play, puts it up, hits him in stride, touchdown, and Alabama's off to the races 7-0 to start the game. Nice read. Ball comes out quick once he sees it. You kind of do a little bit of a pressure there. He hits him right over the top. He doesn't have pressure. You can see the let's take a look at it one more time right here. They're bringing 33 steps like he's going to come, and then drops back. You can't really see the safety driving on it from the end zone angle, but he hits him over the top for a big touchdown here to start the game off. First throw, 75 yards or something like that for a touchdown, 65 yards, wherever it was. Big play to start the game off. They come out here the second possession. They started off with a run again. Harris isn't able to get it upfield. He loses a yard. So that's going to set them up with 2nd and 11. And they're going to run just a little wide receiver screen here. Easy throw. Throw it out to the right side. And doesn't really go anywhere. Smith gets caught in the backfield. I think that's Smith. So that's going to set them up with a 3rd and 10. They only picked up the 1 yard there. So they got 3rd and 10 now. And now you're going to get to see what Mac Jones does against the blitz. They're going to bring pressure here. On this one, you're going to see a pressure package coming from Texas A&M. It's going to be coming off of his right side. He's got the pressure, kind of slides just a little bit to his left, and gets the downfield throw. Again, he knows he's got one-on-one. Another big shot down the right sideline to Mechie. He's got both guys open. Depends on where he wants to go. He's got the cross route here, or he's got the deep shot as well. The safety is still way out in the middle of the field, so he knows he's got one-on-one. He's going to trust his receiver to make a play. Throws it up over the top end of the open area, and his receiver is able to get out there and make the catch. So this just shows the understanding of the pressure coming, sliding, knowing where the open space is in the defense, where the voids are, putting the ball there, and then letting your playmakers go out and make a play. It's part of the good part about having all the playmakers that they have at Alabama You can trust that your guys are going to get to those open areas in the defense, and he makes them pay here. They don't really get a ton of pressure on him, but it's enough to make him just kind of slide a little bit to make it a little more comfortable. And then he hits the deep route. So a nice one there. Then they come back here with a run on first down. Picks up about 5. Little fake screen. Then they run a wheel behind it. They're trying to do it. They're trying to hit a shot play here. They want to hit the deep post. It's pretty well covered though. So they have to go. He has to come underneath to the next guy. It's going to be a fake. It's supposed to be a fake screen. They want to hit here. He's covered. They got 2 guys on him. So then he goes to his underneath route, which is the tight end who's kind of running a little bit of a wheel. He's kind of blocking and going. He's pretty well covered. He just kind of puts it up over to the outside shoulder, and he's able to make the grab. Really nice catch by the tight end, though, too. And then that's going to set them up down deep. They're going to run a little screen out here to the right side. Waddle's able to make a guy miss and pick up a few yards, picks up about 5, sets him up with about 4 actually, sets him up with 2nd and 6. Easy throws. These are all extensions of the running game. Really talked about that from the first game against Missouri. Nothing really difficult from a quarterback standpoint. They're just got to put it in the right place. You're not having to read anything. They're going to come back here and do the same thing out to the left side. They're going to run another screen. This time that's going to be a little swing, I believe, to Waddle here, who goes in motion. I think this actually counts as a run because he throws it backwards. Nice little gain there. They sets him up with 3rd and 3. Just, those are 2 easy throws. Simple. That one, like I said, it kind of was backwards. So I don't know if they counted that as a pass or as a run. But just those are just extended handoffs. Nothing difficult there. And then here on 3rd and 3, they're going to hand it off to Harris for a run, get into the end zone for a touchdown. Now we get to the next one here. We've got 1st and 10s. They got this little bunch package out here to the right. This is going to be an interesting one. What you're going to get is this tight end here is going to run inside. He's like trying to run a rub route, basically. Then you've got this guy run a little bit deeper curl, and then the third guy's run another one. So these guys are all kind of running inside. They're basically running almost a screen. What you're going to get is you're going to get the running back swinging out around the right side, running he's trying to run a vertical out the side up here, and then down here you've got a crosser. So as we let this one roll, you'll see the tight ends basically. You can see him looking for contact right there. He throws the crosser to Smith, who then takes it up the field and gets the 1st down. This is really a missed opportunity, though. They get a nice gain on it, but he's got the running back wide open here. This is a ball that should have gone to Harris. This ball, right about the time that he pulls off of it right here, Harris is actually getting open. The defender is following him in, and he's going to be open. And so this guy's here. I know he's kind of in the way, but his focus is on the inside. If he puts this ball up quick and puts it to the outside shoulder over in this area and kind of leads Harris out here, that's where the ball should have gone. Takes the underneath route instead, and they make it work. You know, it's either one of those options is good. The deeper route would have liked to have seen him hit that. And the reason I mention that is you're going to see them come back to this, not in the next series, but in the series after. They'll come back to that that look. He just misses the wheel on that one, and he had the underneath. So on this one, you've got a wheel from the receiver coming out here. The outside receiver is going to be running like he's going inside and then coming back out. This is a concept that we see the 49ers run a lot on this next play. Typically, we'll see the 49ers. So sometimes they'll run it from this side, bring him over. Sometimes they're going to, they'll do what they're something similar to this. So it's going to be play action, but they're going to get a wheel route to get the vertical portion of really a kind of a little bit of a flood concept over here. Let's watch it. This is the guy that's going to run the vertical. Waddle's going to run in and back out. This is a really nice throw. Here's the flat part of it comes out late. But the play action is designed to hold the inside linebacker. The Texas A&M defender does a good job of gaining depth. And Jones does a really good job of putting this ball over the top. Still hitting them. He sees the man's open behind him, so he puts the ball a little bit more air under the ball, gets it over that underneath defender. That's a really good ball. That's a ball that as we've gone through and looked at all these different quarterbacks on this draft, there's very few that are actually going to make this throw. I shouldn't say make this throw. They're going to even try to attempt this throw. They'll see this guy here as having covered him. He does a nice job, like I said, of getting it up and over the top because he doesn't look open here. He's got there's a defender only 4 yards underneath him. He's got a guy right on his backside, but this guy's not going to get it if the ball's outside anyway. And this guy's not going to be able to turn and get there. So you just got to get the ball up into this open space. He does that. Hits the receiver right in stride and allows him to get upfield a little bit more. Nice play on both ends. Waddle with a nice catch and run, and Jones with a really nice throw. And again, just the subtle movement in the pocket as well. You see a little bit of pressure coming off the left side. You just kind of just slide into the open area of the pocket. Really nice pocket presence and movement. Good throw, puts it over the top. They're going to do a play action. They're going to roll out here to the right. They're trying to run a screen, but it's pretty well covered, obviously, so he just buries it. This one here, this is the kind of situation where, if we're watching, say, Justin Fields or Trey Lance, the screen's busted up. So this is the kind of situation where, like Justin Fields, for example, you saw a number of times in the Ohio State films that I did, where you'll see him get back to run a screen that's busted up, and then that's when he'll take off. The difference here is Jones knows he's not going to. That's not his game, so he just buries it in the ground. Doesn't make a poor throw. Doesn't try to force it into the running back. Buries it in the ground, and so instead of getting some positive yards, possibly from the quarterback running the ball, he just throws it and they go to the next down. They get 2nd and 10. This is right at the end of the first quarter. Excuse me. They're going to run here on 2nd and 10. They're going to get stuffed for no gain. Really good job by the Texas A&M defense to swarm the ball. And then we jump to the next one on 3rd and 10. They're going to be bringing the blitz this time. They've got the trips out to the right side, to the left side. He's got the running back in the backfield. You're going to, Texas A&M is showing blitz. They even show it pre-snap. They get a check from the sidelines. You'd like to see the quarterback be able to do that themselves. Check comes from the sideline. They go to a blitz beater. They're going to try to hit the flat quick. They see the blitz coming, so they're going to try to get it out here quick. The unblocked defender is able to get his hands up and knock the ball in the air, and that's a pick. So tough one on Jones. He's got to be able to get his arm, get that ball around that guy. That's a free rusher. He's got to be able to beat him one way or another, whether it's with his feet or his legs. He's not able to do that here. Really nice play by the by Texas A&M as well. Does a good job of getting his hands up and knocking the ball down. And then number 3, who's the tackle down here, does a good job of coming around, and he's going to see the ball in the air and pick it off. I think it's 3, 6, 8, whatever it is. It's a single-digit lineman number. But they're trying to hit the flat there. He's trying to hit the hot route. Good play by the defense. He's got to be better than that, though, and not allow that to occur. So a bad play. One of the things that a lot of 49er fans that were fans of Jimmy Garoppolo used to always point to was his ability, though, to lead drives after making negative plays or having bad plays, and that's something that you see quite often with Mac Jones. Saw that in his film back from 2019 when he played against Auburn. A couple of pick sixes, and he led the team right down the field for touchdowns after that. So, they had the bad pick there. They're going to come out right off of that, though, and they're going to run a play action. Oh, sorry about that. I jumped ahead. We got a couple of runs here. I should do a better job of paying attention to my my play chart. Every once in a while, I lose my spot. Yeah, so they run on first down, get 2nd and 7. They're going to run it again here, and it's going to set up 3rd and 2. And the 3rd and 2 play is going to show another concern with Mac Jones. So they're going to call a sprint out. They want him to sprint to the left. They're going to look for, he's going to have an out over here that's open. But and he's open now. For whatever reason, you got the defender. He's going to try to force you inside. He's not able to get around him. That's not a big deal. Don't really worry about that. But there's no reason for him to stop his feet like he's doing. He's got the receiver open. He throws it to him, but it's late, and he's falling back at the time he finally throws the ball. If he just gets out here to his left, gets his shoulders turned quick, turn your shoulders now and start throwing the ball because he's open. Jones does a really good job of throwing the ball with anticipation when he's in the pocket. Doesn't do a good job here. He doesn't really see this as being open because you can see his head turned to the flat. Then he stops, backpedals. Now he throws it to the out, and it's all off. He's off balance. He doesn't have any power behind the throw, and it comes out low out to the outside. Let's watch it here from the end zone. You're going to see it again. The defender does a good job of fighting to the edge. They got him pretty well blocked up. If he just keeps going, I think, if he just keeps going and he gets his shoulders turned, he's got that route open. Turn your shoulder and start throwing the ball. Now, you got it. You got the route. Throw it to him. But he doesn't, and then he sets his feet. Once he stops his feet, he's gone. You can see him start to fall back. He has no weight to throw the ball. It's all going away from him. That's why the ball's flat or comes up short. It's not a very good series right there. A good throw. That's one of the big concerns. You're going to see that come up again later in this game as well. So let's jump to the next one. In this next series, remember 2 series ago, we had the route where he hit the crosser before. I told you it's going to come back later on. You're going to see it again. Towards the end of the series, we're going to see that wheel route, but they're going to start out here with a play action. This is the one I thought we were talking about earlier. He's going to run play action here, and he's got the deep post off to the right side. As soon as the safety kind of steps that way, he sees him staying deep. He knows he's got the drag or the dig coming across. Hits it on time for a nice completion. Watch it again. Here's the safety. Safety steps, turns and runs. The other safety's too deep. And that's where his eyes go. When you watch it, you can see him looking out to the right side. What he's looking at is the safety. The safety is going to tell him where he needs to go with the ball. Because remember, they got the post back here and they got the dig. If the safety is deep, he's going to hit the dig. If the safety stays flat, he's going to go over the top. They get the safety early on the bite. So that tells him he's going to go deep. So he starts to hitch for it. Then he sees the safety is turned and run. So now he gathers himself, hits the crosser for a first down. That's the pocket presence that you see, the ability to read the defense. It's not one where he needs to go through multiple reads. Doesn't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3 like we saw in the Missouri game. It's a little bit easier than that. If 1, 2, and 3 were covered, then he could have come back to the backside dig that he had it as well. Doesn't need to though, because 2's open and he hits them. On this one, we're gonna see quick look to the left. The safety's floating to the middle. He's going to have the curl down on the bottom wide open. Throws it on with anticipation. Hits him right in the numbers, and they get the run after the catch by Devontae Smith here. So just a really nice one. You're going to see him from the back. You can see him kind of look to hold the safety, step up, zip the curl route in. Nice couple throws right there after a bad, he had two bad throws with the pick, and then the incompletion on third and 2, excuse me. Comes back here, a couple nice throws on first down, back-to-back first downs, and then they go to the running game, and they're going to run the ball up here for 5 yards on first down. Then on second down, they get 4, sets them up with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, they're going to run a sneak. That's the second run. That was the second and 5 down. 3rd run, nice quarterback sneak. He does a good job with that. Gets behind his big huggies and falls forward for a first down. Much better than that at Nick Mullins was, that's for sure. And then they come out here on 1st and 10. It's going to be 1st and 10. Now we're back. Remember that route that I mentioned? The first time they ran this, they had it out of a bunch formation. This time it's out of a different formation, but you're going to see the same thing. You're going to get the curl. The running back is going to come around, and then you get the drag coming from over here instead. Again, this time Texas A&M does a much better job of running with Harris. He's actually covered. So the first time he made the throw to Harris when he had the drag open. This time he's making the throw to Harris. The first time around, he misses he throws to the drag when he has Harris running the wheel open. This time he has Harris running the wheel, but he's covered and the drag's wide open. This is one where he should have, instead of going where he does, it should have gone to the drag. But he throws the ball anyway to Harris, who is pretty well covered. Puts it in a decent spot. It's a little bit behind him, and Harris has to make a heck of a catch. He goes up and grabs it. Really good hands. Takes him right down to the goal line. Really would have, they get the yardage. Makes it a real tough throw, tough catch. 19 would have probably gotten the ball down to right around the same spot if he had thrown it to him, given him the ball and let him, make the yards after the catch. But we see them go back to that same concept there again. And then here on 1st and goal, it's going to be a touchdown run from Najee Harris. Good job of patience, getting out, pushing the edge. The hole opens up and he steps inside for a touchdown. Press it, plant, and go. Come out here on 1st and 10 with the next series. We talked a lot of, when you watch, again, Alabama, you watch Ohio State, BYU, they run this bench route where you get the crossers with one guy running a deep curl. That's what you're going to see here from Alabama, except for this time they're going to send Harris on a wheel to the boundary side. You see the bench with the wheel coming out from the running back with a little leak route there, and he hits the running back, hits him quick. That's what I like to see with that one. The ball comes out quick, puts it on him. Easy pitch and catch, easy first down. Sets you up with 1st and 10. Now here they're going to look for a little bit more of a shot play. They're going to try to get down the field. And see quickly that nothing's open, moves out to his right just a little bit, puts it on his tight end, and then he allows George Kittle to try to make a run after the catch. I bet Kittle's going to be a little bit tougher than Forrestall on this, but nice job. What I like on this one is he sees it's covered deep, quick, moves, make it a little bit easier throw, put it on him, let your tight end do the work. You get a first down. 1st and 10 here, you're going to see this is going to be a miscommunication. They're going to try to go down the field on the right side. They're going to be trying to hit a vertical out here. This should have been a back. He's throwing a back shoulder. Smith and him just miscommunicate on this one. And you can tell that and the reason that he's throwing back shoulder is because he doesn't, when you're running this he's not quite to the point where he's on top of the defensive back. So he wants to throw him as a stop. He wants to stop him with the back shoulder. Smith doesn't read it that way, so he keeps going. The ball gets thrown behind him. I think that if he'd actually read it correctly, if Smith had read it correctly and come back and caught the ball anyway, it would have been illegal touching, because it looks like he gets pushed he's out of bounds at one point running down the sidelines here. When you look at the bottom of the screen, it looks like he goes out of bounds. Right in that area. Yeah, he's out of bounds. So I think you might have gotten an illegal touching on that. Either way, it's a miscommunication by the two. And move on to the next one here. 2nd and 10, they make this really easy on them. You got Waddle in the backfield here with Harrison as the receiver. He goes in motion this time, and they just throw a little pass out here real quick to Waddle in the flat for another first down. Easy pitch and catch. First and 10. You're going to get a run play here to set up 2nd and 6. So on this one here, this is going to be an interesting one. This is a situation that, this is one of those times where we're going to see him hang on to the ball a little bit longer than he should. You're going to get Waddle's going to be running a deep corner, and then you're going to get it out from the second receiver in. It's covered right now, and you see him kind of hold the ball, and then finally he decides he wants to go to the out. He's late on this throw. This is a there's some film out there with Justin Fields doing the same thing, and one of the breakdowns that I did with him was a little bit longer to get the ball out there, but he holds it a little bit longer. I went back and looked at some of that just to kind of before I did this to make sure. So watch. He's watching the corner. He should see right here that it's covered. The ball should be out now. The ball should already be coming over here. Once he makes the decision, though, his release is pretty quick. He's able to zip it over there. But that little bit of hanging on that corner route is what allows the defense to be able to rally up and stop this for a gain of only 4. If he throws this ball right now, without that little hitch in there, it's probably a first down, because Mechie's going to get the ball with the defender a little bit deeper, and possibly even be able to make more out of it, because he's going to have more of a running start. Here's the bench route, hits the drag, takes him down inside the red zone. Easy, this bench is one, like I said, this is one we see all the time out of the various teams in college. So you get this guy running across. He's kind of running a rub route in a way. This guy's going to be running a curl. The crosser hits the crosser easy. The curl was pretty well covered. Opens up that crosser for Smith, and they get the catch for a first down. So that's going to set up first and goal. First and 10 in the red zone. So 1st and 10 here, and you're going to see he's going to have a deep corner that he's going to try to hit the Smith. Overthrows it. It's pretty well covered. He's got to try to put it over the top and on the back end of the goal line, and he's not able to. They're running the same look on both sides. Both inside guys are running corners. The outside guys are running outs. fix the bottom side, the right side to go to. Just overthrows it just a bit. That ball's got to be right on there to drop that in with the coverage that he's got underneath. Then they come to second and 10 here at the 15, or 2nd and 10 here. Little play action, and he's going to get a nice ball to the to Smith. It's not a really good throw. He's a little bit behind him and high, but it's a good catch, great catch by the receiver to be able to get up there, climb the ladder, and bring that thing down. Would have liked that ball to be a little bit more towards the sideline to the left, but not bad. A really nice catch though by Smith. He really got, they definitely bailed him out right there. There you go, 1st and 10. He's got the curl that he's going to try to hit down here at the bottom, and the defensive end does a really nice job of stopping his feet and getting up and batting this ball down. That's number 8. That's the guy that got the interception earlier in the game. Does a good job right here of getting up, gets both hands on the ball. He sees that he's not going to be able to get there. Does a good job of stopping right here. He's waiting for the ball to come out. Great job of jumping up and knocking that down. He had the curl open. Really good defensive play right there underneath. 2nd and 10 here. They get a run. Couple of yards. And right here, you're gonna see they're gonna have a double move at the top of the screen, right here. Get the call from the sideline, so there's your check. Safety's kind of moving around a little bit. They get the double move, slant and go, got him, and he misses him. Just a bad throw. He has to slant and go. He's got him. He's behind him, and he just overthrows it. Anytime you see a quarterback, miss a deep shot, the first thing you got to say is just to get the ball up higher. That's the easiest way of fixing that up. He's open. He's got him by a couple of steps. If he just gets that ball up there and lets the receiver run underneath it, he's got a touchdown. But he misses it. That would have been a nice deep shot for Mechie there, and he just underthrows him a little bit. 1st and 10 on the next series. They're going to run a screen out to the left side. There's a penalty though on I think it's an illegal block in the back I think it's going to be on 70. Yeah, right there. They call that. So instead of it being 2nd and about 3, you get 1st and 17. So you get Smith in motion. He's going to come back. He's going to run the drag across the field from left to right. Hits him. They get some of that penalty back, except for there's another penalty on this one. So it moves them back another 5 yards. I think they call an illegal formation on this one. I think they're saying the tight ends were too deep. Not the tight ends, excuse me, the tackles. So either way, it becomes 1st and 22. 1st and 22 here, they're going to run it. They're going to gain 5. So they get back the yards they just lost on the penalty. So they got 2nd and 17. You're going to get a false start by the center of all people. And then here at 2nd and 17, you're going to spend any time watching Alabama, and you see a lot of deep digs, slants, those types of things. And they're going to run a deep dig and post and go, boom, boom. Ball comes out. plenty of room. Hits him a little behind him, not quite 100% in stride, but he gets it out there, and Waddle's able to do the rest. Really nice ball here. Good pump fake to really drive get the safety to drive, and then gets the ball up quick again. He's just got that ability to get the ball out of his hands. From the time he goes to throw till the time the ball's out is the quickest of any of the three between Jones, Fields, and Lance. It's not really close. Boom. Quick hitch. Ball's up in the air almost as he's hitching. And then it's a big touchdown. So this is our next series, and they're going to be running the ball here quite a bit. They're going to run the ball. They're up, remember, and they're going to be running the ball. Run, run, run. Another run here. They run there to get it set up 2nd and 8. So run through those there. This is one of the few times that you see a really bad underthrow, at least here in the first couple of games. You're going to see a play action. He's throwing this from the opposite hash. He's going to have a go route down the right sideline. He's got his man behind him. It's kind of going to be a tight throw. Just got to get it out there. Got to give Mechie a chance to make the play on the ball. It's a long throw because he's throwing it from the opposite hash. But this is the throw that we've seen Justin Fields be able to make, and we've seen Trey Lance be able to hit this deep throw here. Longer than most throws because of the width of the hashes in college. So it's longer than what he's going to have to where that ball would be coming out if it's in the NFL. But still, like I said, this is a ball that we've seen Justin Fields be able to hit and Trey Lance be able to hit as well. Gets bailed out a little bit though because his receiver is trying to stop for the ball, and he gets hit, so they get a play action. They get a PI on it. He just doesn't have the ability. Just doesn't get it out there far enough. They get the benefit though of, like I said, of the pass interference, and they're going to come out here, run a little Jimmy Gimme jet sweep to the right side. Little Mac attack. Nice run by Deebo Samuel with the ball. Now Stephonte Smith sets him up with 2nd and 1. And then they're going to run the ball a few times here, getting it down in the red zone. That's what they are. They're going to run it. The next 3 plays. There's one. And I'll get to some. There's a couple of questions here that I'll get to. We're almost done. There's only going to be a couple more throws in this game for Jones that we want to look at. Second and 6, we're going to get a run here as well. They're going to lose a yard to set up 3rd and 7. No 7, so 3rd and goal. And here they're going to do what they're going to run their little. Going to get a wheel. It's well covered. The running back can see that he's covered. He stops, and the ball goes over the top. It's incomplete. On this one, there's really nobody open. Even if he had looked the other way, if we watch the other side, the right side of the field has all slants. This guy's doubled. This guy might be open, but that's a pretty tight window. This guy is barely getting to his break as the ball's coming out. just, it's pretty good coverage across the board. Texas A&M's adjusted a little bit. The running back isn't able to get out there, and he stops his route too, probably because he sees that he's covered, and the ball falls out of bounds. They end up kicking a field goal. So let's get here 1st and 10. Earlier in the game, remember we saw Jones with a sprint out to the left side where he just took the ball and started a sprint out. There was no play action involved. And on that one, I said he just needed to get the ball out of his hands instead of stopping and allowing the defensive end to force him to move. We're going to see that again right here. Except this time we're going to have a little play action before he boots out to the right. But the same thing is going to be occurring. He's got the out right now. There's no reason to stop your feet. You're 5 yards away from this guy. You've got your receiver already open. Just get the ball to your hands. You've got to see it quicker. He doesn't see it fast enough to get the ball out. Either doesn't see it fast enough or he doesn't trust himself that he's going to be able to get it out. The ball's right here. The throw's open right now. There's no reason to keep sprinting out and do what he does where he has to stop his feet. This ball should be coming out right now. Before he starts to set his feet, that ball should be coming out. It doesn't have to be a hard throw, but you've got the out route. Just throw it like you would when you're in the pocket. You've got the guy open. Instead, he stops his feet, tries to step up and under, and at that point, it's a dead play. So this is the one really weak point. And this isn't when you hear people talk about Jones, his inability to make plays with his legs, I don't think that's accurate, because when you watch the games, you see him make plays out of structure when he's forced to move. But when they call designed rollouts, that's where his issue is. It's not typically after the play, the ball snapped and he's in the pocket and he's got to move to his left or the right. He can do that. It's just, this is the second time now in this game. We didn't see any in the first one where we saw him do this. But, that ball's got to come out right now. There's no reason to be stopping his feet. That's a ball that if that's Justin Fields or if that's Trey Lance, that ball's out. At least I think it would be out to this guy. Most likely Justin Fields is going to throw the ball here. Trey Lance sometimes, but usually when he's rolling out, he's looking to the flat receiver first or a deeper route out here. So this is a really bad rep for Jones, and it's one of those things that you got to definitely put into his negative column. He struggles when on designed rollouts to throw the ball, and that could be a real problem if he's with the 49ers, because that's a big part of Shanahan's playbook. It's not something that they've used a lot of with the quarterbacks that they've had on the roster the last 3 or 4 years. But that's a part of the playbook that a guy like Justin Fields or Trey Lance is going to open up for them. They come off of that and they run a ball here a couple of times. First down or 2nd and 14, they run a nice run down the sideline, set up 1st and 10. Then they come off of that with another run on 2nd and 8, I think this is, or 1st and 10, excuse me. They're going to run. It's going to be a short gain. That sets up the 2nd and 8. So now you got 2nd and 8. This will be the last throw of the game for Mac Jones. So what you get right here, this is a quick, easy read for him. You get the motion. He's going to be reading the right side. You get the man in motion. You got the tight end still over here with the receiver. This is Mechie. The tight end's going to run down and in. This safety right here, you're going to see him step up, and as soon as this guy steps up, he has the deep ball over the top. You see his feet stop right there. As soon as that guy's feet stop, he knows he has nobody behind him. He puts the ball up in the air. It's a little underthrown, but it's not a terrible ball. And Mechie's able to catch it and take it in the rest of the way. So watch number 9. Watch his feet here. Let's see if we can see it from this one. You can see him start to stop, and as soon as his feet are stopping, the ball's up in the air behind him over the top. From the quarterback side, he can see really quick that safety is not gaining depth. You can see that even at this point right now, you can see the safety is not really gaining very much depth. The safety is at the same level as your cornerback. He got a bad jump. He wasn't backpedaling at the start of the play, so he's already This guy's already flatter than he needs to be. Jones sees that and then puts the ball over the top. So again, really nice ability to read, make the decision. It's a lot of their reads aren't overly complex, and you don't see a lot of overly complex reads in the 49er system as well. These are easy reads. You see a lot of those. As complex as Shanahan's system is thought of from a quarterbacking perspective. Actually, when you actually get up to the line of scrimmage and run the plays in Shanahan's offense, they're not overly complex. They're pretty straightforward. Where that complexity comes in is all the verbiage and the terminology to get from the play call on the sidelines to process all that information to then disseminate that in the huddle to then actually getting to the line of scrimmage. Once they get to the line of scrimmage, everything's pretty well laid out for them, and they just got to be able to read the defense and get the ball where it's supposed to go. So that's it for Mac Jones in this game. He had over 430 something yards in this one. A lot of that is a couple of deep shots. He had the deep shot early in the game. He had the long one to Waddle down the middle. Then you get the long one at the end there. So that's really what piles up those yards. On top of that, let's take a look here. Lee Ving, he asks, how would you rank the quarterbacks for the 49ers, including the trade-up draft capital in your personal favorite ranks 1 through 5? So my rankings don't really change. I've been pretty consistent with my rankings. Mac Jones has been my number one quarterback from the beginning. Once I got to see him on film back in late January, beginning of February, when I actually got the film and was watching him break it down from this angle. Don't really watch a lot of college ball during the season, just don't have the time. So the All-22 is most of my exposure to these guys. Mac Jones is still my top guy. When I look at the draft capital, I understand the folks that are saying, well, we gave up 3 firsts to jump up to 3. That it's not worth it to get a guy like Jones that's going to be a pocket player. For me, I look at it as they swap first-round picks. They keep all of their draft picks in 2021. So all they did was really jump from 12 to 3. They gave up some, the future draft capital next season. They don't have their first-round pick. They still have their every other pick that was theirs already. They have their second, their third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, so on. When they move on from Jimmy Garoppolo, whether that's going to be this year or next year, they're going to pick up that draft cap. They're going to pick up some of that draft capital that they lost. It's probably not going to be a first, but you're going to be getting probably a second, maybe a third, fourth. You're going to be getting a couple of picks for Garoppolo that are going to kind of fill in on those a little bit. And if it's Mac Jones and he can come out and perform at the level that I would think that he can, I don't care what the draft capital is. And it's the same thing with Justin, if it's Justin Fields or Trey Lance. All 3 of these guys have strengths. All 3 of them have weaknesses. I think the strengths that you get with Mac Jones are the pocket presence and the ability to deliver the ball on time to the right guy. And that's been one of their problems that they've had. You get a little bit more mobility than you got with Garoppolo, but he's not overly mobile. I put Jones first too, once again, because of the pocket presence. If I was listing my quarterbacks, the 3 that you have that are most likely going to the 49ers, which are going to, let's say Zach Wilson's off the board, he's likely to be going to the Jets. If it's between Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance, my first thing that I'm looking at is how do they perform when they're in the pocket? If I look at them based on how they're performing in the pocket, it goes Jones, then it goes Lance, and then third is Justin Fields. If I say who's the best one with their field vision, ability to see the field, make the throw, get it out quick, it's going to be the same thing. You got Jones, Lance, and Fields. If I go back and I say who's the best one against the blitz, who can see the blitz and who moves the best to eliminate that rush and can make the throws under duress, again, Jones, Lance, and Fields. It shows up over and over and over again when you watch all 3 of these guys on film. All of the film that you've seen, almost all of the Trey Lance games from his season in 2019 are on my YouTube channel. All of Justin Fields' 2020 film was on there. It all shows up regularly, as we've seen also here with Mac Jones. It shows up on those. If you get into a situation where the play breaks down and you got to make a big play with your legs, that all flips. At that point, it becomes Fields, Lance, and Jones. But if the quarterback is able to see what's happening in front of them and routinely make those plays on time like they should, especially in a Kyle Shanahan type of offense where the majority of the time you're going to have a guy that's going to be open. Mac Jones is the guy. Look at how good the offense was with Jimmy Garoppolo in 2019 when they had a running game and he wasn't injured. He went out there and that offense was one of the best in the league. That's what you get with Mac Jones. You don't get that with with Trey Lance. It's going to be a little bit of a drop off, and I really don't think you're going to get that with Justin Fields. From what I've seen of Justin Fields on his film, there's a lot of really good film out there. If you want, go watch. If you don't agree with me, go ahead and go watch his highlight tape all you want. There's plenty of it to show his highlight plays. But when you watch Justin Fields on a down in, down out basis, there's more things that concern you than I think is the normal what people want to believe. So that's kind of where I fall on it, and we'll see. I don't really see myself changing a whole lot from that. It's definitely a change from my initial thoughts on the quarterback position after I did my first run through with all these guys back in February. But sitting down now, really being able to just hone in on 3 and only looking at these guys and watching every single play, really detailing it so that I could come on and do these film breakdowns, gave me a little bit different perspective of what they're doing and how they could translate into Kyle Shanahan's offense. So, I really appreciate the question, Lee. Keep them coming, guys, as we go through these. It's hard for me it's hard for me to get to the questions while I'm doing the breakdown because I'm usually not seeing the comment section because I'm looking at the full screen. It gives me a better view of what I'm looking at, so I can explain it to you. But I really appreciate you guys joining me and taking a look. And as we go through these, feel free to shoot me some messages, whether it's here or on my Twitter handle, whichever one, and we'll definitely get to those. Hopefully there'll be some other cool things I'll be able to put on here other than just the full film breakdowns once we get through Mac Jones. So again, I really appreciate everybody that joined us live. And if not, I really appreciate you that are taking the time to watch this in general. Have a great day, everybody.